So today is Saturday, March 15th, 2025, and we're going to do a quick tour of what we got growing on in our greenhouse and maybe a few other things we got going on around the farm. Hopefully the rooster lets us talk, but if he don't, that's cool. I like him anyways.
He wants to talk too.
I like to hear him crow, so it's all good. We have artichokes, and these we'll just plant these when they're ready for us. We'll see. They usually grow pretty good, but we don't have a long enough season for them to actually flower. But we got flowers off of them one year, but they're pretty cool plants when they grow. It's pretty neat anyways, regardless. These here's gingers. We had some left over from last year. We're going to try to see if they grow. If they do, fine. If they don't, it's not that big a deal.
We won't be planting or having ginger available this year.
No, we're not. We didn't buy any. It takes up too much space in the greenhouse to grow, and the growing season is too long to get a good harvest out of them. It's not really worth the space and time it takes. We can make a lot more money out of those beds than what we've been over the last 2 or 3 years of trying to grow them. So we're not growing it this year. But there are some local farms that do, so you can still get your ginger. We have succulents that she likes to grow. She thinks they sell good.
They do.
They're uglier than sin.
To you. They're looking pretty nice.
To you.
Other people really like them. Except you.
Except me. Yep, pretty much. We just got a bunch of stuff growing here. It's just, we got Vicks plants. Got a fair many of those. This here's actually a honey mango. Last year I got some mangoes at Sam's Club and planted a couple seeds, and this here's actually growing. So
looks really good.
It does actually look good. We'll see what it does. Probably will never get any mangoes off of it, but it's neat to have. So
you never know.
True. Our hanging baskets, they're starting to grow decently. They're not where they need to be yet, but we still got 2 months before we open, so a month and a half anyhow. That's not that far away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. The geraniums are looking good. Actually, they need pinched. They got some flowers starting.
Oh yeah, they are.
Flower buds on them. They need to get pinched off so they don't grow. We just planted these here are beets, 5 trays. That's 515 beets that we will plant in mid-April in the garden down below. We have some collards and radicchio. We just planted these today. We planted, I don't even know how much stuff we took in the house. A lot. We had 1,286 seeds that we started today.
I think, wasn't it like 11 trays we took in?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trays we took
13.
in. Yeah, 13. We got some rhubarb. We brought it in a week or so ago, so it start growing, and it's actually starting to come up out.
Coming up good.
Yeah, it is starting to come up good. I can't remember. She counted them earlier, and they're all coming up but one, she said. I can't remember how many it is. We had some plum and nectarine seeds in the refrigerator. I put those in pots today too, just to see if we get any plums and nectarine trees. 2 of my favorite fruits, actually. I love plums. Nectarines, peaches, they're both the same to me. Our cherry tomatoes that will be grown in here in this bed in a month or so when they're ready to plant. These will all, well, I won't say all, but these will go in this bed when they're ready. The ones that don't probably go to the auction. Some Sweet Williams she started. Got a bunch of leeks. Some baby kale. These here will be in salad greens. These baby kales, once we get those, these will go in the ground. April 16th is when these will be planted. I can't remember when those are planted. And a crap load of peppers. A lot of these are ours. A lot of them is for the greenhouse.
It takes a long time for peppers to grow.
It does take a long time for peppers to grow. A long time. Got spinach, 3 trays of that. Some onions. These onions are ours. Lettuce. These will go in the ground April 16th with the spinach and the baby kale and more peppers. That's really all we have in the greenhouse. We brought asparagus in too, but it's not growing. It's not coming out of the soil yet, but it will. And once it does, the asparagus, I'm not sure how much of that. Justin, our son's going to get a fair bit of that. He wants more. We may plant more of it, but what we don't give him, we'll probably take to the auction. And rhubarb, it's all earmarked for the auction. I don't know that we're going to sell any of it here. We may, but I don't know for sure. This is the walk-in cooler that I've been working on off and on whenever I had time. We got the window unit in. I need to put the cool bot in yet. Need to wire the outlet up. Of course, can't do that without no electricity. There's no electric in here. But I need to finish insulating the ceiling. This little bit of a wall, that's where the mini barn's shed roof starts to come up. That's why that's like that. So it's kicked back a little bit more. And I need to make another floor so I can insulate the floor, because right now there's no insulation. And I'm not crawling underneath here and insulating. But I got plenty of insulation to do that with. In behind here, I put spray foam. As you can see, I got a lot of that I had to cut off to get this on. Then I screwed these panels on. So we should have about an R of about 30 on these walls, and the ceiling and the floor is going to be about the same, maybe a little bit more until I get them done. The hot air goes up, cold air goes down, so I need to worry about the floor more than the rest of it, because this is going to be a cool room. I'm going to put solar in here. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. I need to finish this first, and then I need to make room in the building before I can put the solar in. The cooler's inside here, and I built that entire room. It's 5 foot. It's like 4.5 foot by 5 foot on the inside. And I built the entire thing out of old scrap wood that my great father-in-law, he was a hoarder, and whenever he passed, my mother-in-law wanted all that stuff cleaned up, so I brought it here and built a brooder out of it, built this out of it, built the hog pen out of it. I got a lot I need to burn because a lot of it was rotten, but all in all, it turned out pretty good. So.
And we got that all painted. So.
Yeah, we put, I think there's 3 coats on it. It could probably use another coat, but I'm not going to worry about it. So the brooder that I built, it's out here, and I have 2 lights, and I put a screw in here so that the light, if something happens, it can't pull the light off the board. You don't want that light to fall down and catch fire. So I made panels with screen on top. That way, if mice, rats, whatever gets inside here, they can't get into the chicks. This brooder is 4 foot by 8 foot. It should be big enough to hold 70 chicks. I got a divider in it.
The roof comes off in
three different pieces.
All 3.
Yeah, this is all one.
Okay.
I got a divider. I can slide this in or out. So when our egg layers come the 1st of April, they'll just be in here. And this is big enough for 30. It's probably big enough for 35 or 40, but we only going to have 30 of them. And the main reason I put a divider in there is the egg layers should be out until the meat birds come, but if not, the meat birds can go in this side for a week or so and it not matter.
Yeah, because they'll be really small.
They'll be small enough that 70 can go in there for a week or so, a couple of days or a week, till the weather's nice enough that I know these can come out.
And then we can take the divider out.
Take the divider out, and then the meat birds will have the whole thing until they come out. And once the chickens are out of here, I'm going to make a tabletop to put on this so we can use this as a prep area for bagging up our lettuces or whatever we want to do. We can prep on this. We can sort our vegetables on this. It'll be a tabletop. I'll probably raise it up a little bit, and I'll have to find a place to keep it in the winter or whatever. Keep it while we're brooding, but otherwise, I hate to make a brooder that takes up this much space
and it not be used.
and it not be functional for something afterwards. So we can, when the chicks are out of there, we can store stuff down inside, and I'm going to make a tabletop that's up high enough where we can actually work on this.
Yeah.
On this, so we have a table. So anybody that watches this regularly knows that this is our chicken area and that we make compost in here, or try to. Right now they're all hiding out. Some of them's working.
That one's trying to. Aunt Blondie, are you trying to get out?
She's probably trying to dig the china, maybe. Who knows?
One of these days, I'm gonna be on your front porch.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So we got a bunch of, I don't know if you can't tell how deep that is in there, but that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's at least 2 feet deep for 3/4 of that area, and it's probably 1, 2, 3, probably 12 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. That's how much compost is in there right now. And then on the back side, we have a mountain of compost. This here's pretty nice compost here, actually. This is what we're going to put on our garden when we get ready to put it on our garden in the next week or so. We planted some trees in the fall, and they're, who knows what they are, really. I put rocks around them so that the chickens can't scratch around them. And she come through and threw small pallets around. She did that so that their stuff could grow in there. And once that stuff starts growing, the chickens can get on top of the pallet and eat the greens. We'll probably put more of them around sometime. We are going to put our baby chicks in here when they're ready to come out of the brooder. They're going to come in here, but we're going to segregate them off so they're not mixed together at that time. Maine is awful windy today.
It is very windy today.
But the trees should grow good there because all the nutrients from the chickens area and the compost that we're making, them trees should grow really well. I don't see why they wouldn't grow really well. So if anybody has any questions about the chicken yard, let us know. We've got lots of videos out there on chickens and compost and all that stuff. But right now we're going to show you one more thing. So those of you that watch us regularly know what we got here. I did finish it. I don't know. I worked on a couple evenings this week for like an hour or so, 2 different evenings. But it's done all but a latch. Need to put a latch on the gate. But other than that, it's done. It's good to go. We don't know when we're getting pigs, but hopefully within the next couple weeks we'll be getting pigs. So this should work good for us. We'll come in here and show you around a little bit. Here, the gate. It's up pretty high here. The reason that is because when I put these 2 posts in, I made them plumb, but the ground is not level, so I had to raise this board here up on this end so that the gate was square with the ground, because I have a hard time in my brain making something that's crooked. But that's gonna work. It would have worked the way it was, but that's going to be much better. And anywhere that there was a big gap in the underneath, I put a board, and I just sandwiched them 2, screwed them together, and the same thing on that corner there. And I did a build video on this, so if anybody didn't see that, it'll be linked below. Part 1 will be linked below. Part 2 will come out in a day or 2. It's done. I just need to get it edited, but this video will come out before it does. So if you want to see the finished build of this, you watch it or not. I don't care either way. But yeah, so hopefully in a couple weeks we get some pigs. The Amish fellow that I called about, asking him about them, he called me the other day and said he has a couple people that has them, but they're not ready yet, and he don't have a price. But when he does, he'll call and let me know when they're ready to go and what they cost. We're just going to get 2 feeder pigs. Nothing fancy, no heritage breeds or none of that. I just want some feeder pigs, something we can grow out in about 6 months.
And then it'll feed our belly.
They'll go in my belly.
Yep, for a year.
Yeah. So Yeah, if we like raising them, we'll raise more next year. If we don't like raising them, maybe we'll do sheep or something next year. I don't know. We'll see. And we may not need to raise two every year. Hopefully, what my plan is right now is to have one for us and sell the second one. We'll see. We'll see what we do though. We'll see if we do that or if we keep both.
See how this year goes with them.
Yeah. See how this year goes. Anyhow, I think that's gonna wrap this video up. Anybody has any questions on anything I just shown you? We have a lot more stuff going on down below, but that's a video in itself, and I'm not going down there and doing that right now. The garden, cleaning out the garden is gonna start in the next week or so. I've been working in that building trying to get the cooler and brooder done. The brooder's done now. Just need to finish the cooler. So once it's done, then I'll start working on other things. Probably solar or the garden. I'm not sure which. Whichever one you want to see next, let me know if you want to see us prep the garden or hook the solar up. Let me know, and that's what we'll do. So, till we meet again, take care and God bless.
See ya.